You don't want to put on a face because guess what? If you get, any form of notoriety, you're going to get invited to this, and it doesn't look good if you're not who you are online. So you always want to be approachable. You always want to be that personality that you aim to be in person. I'm really looking at you for some odd reason, so yeah, I'm sorry.
We've got all our double oaks and everything else over there on the table, so please stick around after. Also, I might as well mention it now. Tyler will stick around afterwards if anybody wants to chat, talk to him a little bit, come on up. But right now, I'm going to hand it off to Tyler Zoller.
I'm awkward as fuck, so let's do this, right? All right. So, first things first, he just introduced me, but I'm Tyler Zoller, the founder of Louisville Bourbon Buzz, which is a page where I bullshit about whiskey, try to have fun with it, try not to take things too seriously because who has time for that? And it all started basically with product photography in hand. I've been a photographer for 20 years now, 15 years full time. So I started photographing bottles, fell in love with it, and got tired of telling people to put their hand on their hip and how to smile. Bottle doesn't talk back, so I started fucking photographing bottles. So then that turned into Louisville Bourbon Buzz, and now the rest is history because now I got to do reels to stay relevant, and I don't get to post pretty photos all the time, so it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But enough about me. I typed this on my way down here, safety first. We've got like 3 bullet points really here that I'm going to talk about. And then like he just said, if there's any questions that are after this, we can take that. Oh, no, I'm married as fuck, my friend. But so the thing I always tell people is that creating content can be intimidating as shit, right? So every market is saturated when it comes to being a content creator or influencer. Just like the bourbon market is very saturated right now. There's bourbon everywhere you look. So the way you have to kind of approach it is figure out what is going to make you be original in this large, vast ocean of stuff or content. But what also allows you to be original to who you are. You don't want to put on a face because guess what? If you get, any form of notoriety, you're going to get invited to this, and it doesn't look good if you're not who you are online. So you always want to be approachable. You always want to be that personality that you aim to be in person. I'm really looking at you for some odd reason, so yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I digress on looking at Jason. But nonetheless, just be original, be yourself, and you're going to succeed. It may not be overnight. Could be 4 years, could be 8 years. It just really depends. This is also a thing that leads into my next topic that was kind of a loose thing that I typed in here literally like 5 minutes ago. Because everything's so oversaturated, like, do not ever feel like you have to spend money to do content. I mean, yeah, you got to have a phone, right? That's pretty important. And so don't feel like you have to spend thousands of dollars on a camera rig or, state-of-the-art microphone systems. It doesn't matter. Some of the most viral videos in the world are filmed with a cell phone. So take that into consideration when you're kind of planning what you're going to do so that you're not having to refinance your house to get gear to be a content creator. It's just not fucking necessary. So that leads into the next point that I have of should you buy a phone or buy a camera or use your phone? So I always say use what is best for you and isn't going to make you go through an entire year of college to figure out. Or YouTube, one or the other. Basically, it's like most videos that I put out that do super well take no time and effort, and then I'm pissed sitting on the couch watching it succeed because 2 days I posted video that I put like 6 hours of production and lighting and audio and editing, and it's got like 2,000 views. And I'm like, thanks, man. That's cool. Thanks. So that's really like disheartening, obviously, to kind of see that happen. So whenever you're posting, this is not a topic I had, but this makes sense. But like, you just have to not give a shit. Like when you post it, if it's going to do well, it's going to do well. And if it doesn't do well, delete it. Like if that's going to affect you, just delete it. I delete my shit, by the way. So that's neither here nor there. So the reason I use professional gear is because it's my career, not necessarily being a content creator for myself, but for other brands. It's a career. So it's kind of one of those things that's why I went into it, because I already had the gear at my disposal. But you just don't have to do that. Like you can raw dog it with no microphones and be totally fine and do a review, and it could blow up and you're going to be set. So I think I've rambled because I have social anxiety. At the end of the day, don't spend thousands of dollars because it's not fucking necessary, okay? It ain't necessary. Put a stamp down. Okay, so probably the part that most people would matter about or care about is what techniques do I find that works, right? So these techniques work 99% of the time, every time, okay? Pretty foolproof. So shorter is better. All the short kings out there, we stand up, right? So let's just face it, technology has made us all like freaking ants, and we don't have time to fucking think about anything anymore. I have ADD literally growing out of me, so it's like when I sit down and look at my phone, I don't have time to think like, what is this person going to talk about? So you have to know really quickly what you're going to get out of dedicating any more than like 4 seconds to that person. Hold on, my phone locked. Let me use my Face ID. Okay. All right, so yeah, shorter is better. Already said that, Tyler. Good job. Make your cuts tight when editing. So make your cuts appropriately timed. All right? Yeah? All right. Okay, so the greatest thing is free in this world. So use an app called CapCut. That shit's free. It rules. And you can make those cuts appropriately clipped to be the perfect length. So basically, the reason I say is make it tight, damn it, is because we don't have attention spans. So you have to prove within 2 to 4-ish seconds you know what you're going to talk about. So here's another way. Have a catchy hook, and that's either a text hook or a verbal hook, okay? So on the screen, if you're going to say, this bourbon tastes like a bed of dead roses in a field, put that on the screen because we're going to read it, and then we're going to be like, oh, damn. What's this guy getting ready to talk about? A field of dead roses. So sometimes it can match up with your verbal hook. Sometimes it doesn't have to. But something that within those 2 to 3 seconds, that viewer is going to know what they're in for, essentially. So that's where I reach the end of what I typed. So here's what we're going to do, folks. All right, here's what we're going to do. Does anyone have questions that we can fill this void with? Yeah, so actually Meta just announced that they're going to push photos again, but in carousel form. You have a leave. So 8 to 12, because you can now do 20. So they have said that right in the middle is the hot spot. So 8 to 12. That's a good question. So she asked, do I just post on Instagram or do I branch out to others? I hate every other platform personally. So Instagram is definitely my key. I think with me kind of having that professional background with the photography, Instagram is more where the business-to-business side of it is. So that's why I focus on Instagram. TikTok's cool and all, but it's just toxic. Threads is... Thread was dead on arrival. Okay? Threads didn't stand a chance. It's the Twitter of Meta, and they botched it horrendously when they released it. I occasionally will post like some sort of like PR announcement over there, but it gets like 2 hearts. So it's not the thing where I focus. I don't even focus on Twitter, but yeah. And I tried to do YouTube, but damn, that shit's hard. So why whiskey? That's a good question. So my dad held a bottle of Jack Daniels back for me. He held a bottle of Jack Daniels. It was like really old. Now we would probably pay a lot of money for the bottle that we just cracked from our basement. But basically, he cracked that with me on my 21st birthday. Not a lot of people know this. I was what you call straight edge till the day I turned 21, and then I said, I'm going to drink alcohol. So basically, straight edge means you don't drink, you abstain from everything. So I didn't do that, and then I was like, no, I think I want to taste some booze. So cracked that with my dad, and just the moment is what kind of like made me stick with that. And then photographing it and kind of seeing like how fun that was to do just kind of made sense to go with it.